of wood and stone. This morning, yours is made of brightness. It settles on the floor in generous rectangles. Invites your bare feet to become brave. On the table, a simple vase keeps a secret of water. It is enough, it is always enough. You breathe and the curtains nod approval. Even the hinges hold their peace. You move through rooms as if learning them again, touching door frames like returning from a long trip. Each room gives you back a small coin of calm. You pocket them and feel richer than yesterday. A window opens and the lake sends a postcard. A short message in silver, wish you were here though you already are. You answer by standing still and letting the message land completely. No reply is needed when presence is the reply. You notice how dust becomes a constellation in the quiet, how the old chair keeps the shape of devotion. Someone once laughed here until the walls were soft. Someone will again. You make the bed like setting a stage for kindness. Smooth the blanket as if smoothing a worry. When you open the door to the small balcony, the morning steps in without taking off its shoes. And somehow that is appropriate. Home in the light is not an address, but a decision repeated until it is ordinary. You decide again now to speak like water on stone, to listen like stone beside water. The hour widens into a bowl you can carry without spilling. When you lift your face, the sky recognizes you the way a friend does, without surprise, with joy that is quiet enough to last. The path is not a path until your souls introduce themselves. Do accepts the greeting and writes it as bright handwriting on each blade between the trees. The air moves like a slow violin, a scale you learned in childhood and never had to unlearn. You lift your feet as if the earth were a sleeping friend. enough not to wake, warm enough to trust. A butterfly folds and unfolds a map of yellow counties, inviting you nowhere in particular, which turns out to be exactly where you need to go. You remember a colder season when everything felt made of edges. Today even the shadows around it, and your name sounds kind when you say it under your breath. A creek tells a story it is told for 1,000 mornings. It is better because it is the same. You loosen your jar, and the words you don't need fall away like pebbles from a pocket. With the pockets empty, your stride answers the world with agreement, not argument. Green gathers on your ankles like soft applause. At a clearing, you stop and let stillness take a photograph. There is no lens, no shutter, only the steady click of your pulse. If this becomes a memory, you hope it keeps the temperature, the gentle warmth that refuses to rush. A breeze rearranges the light into stripes on your arms, quiet music you wear without noticing. In the distance, roofs blink, the lake inhales and exhales. You stand where the inhale becomes exhale and feel the hinge. When you turn back, you step in your own footsteps without meaning to, and it feels like a promise kept by accident. The grass rises after you pass, not a race, simply restored to itself. You understand the lesson and place it in your mouth like a seed. You will not bite it, you will let it grow. By the time you reach the first gate, your heartbeat and the wind have made a treaty. It says I will move gently if you do. You sign with your soft steps and walk into the rest of the day. Quietly across the wall, a soft traveler with no map and no hurry. It touches the framed photo, the faded scarf on the chair, the little dust that dances when the room exhales. A sparrow opens the day with a single clear note. Another answers from a roof you cannot see. Between those 2 points a thin thread is pulled, and the heart remembers how to breathe without remembers your feet. Soft grit meets soft skin, and a rhythm appears. You match the rhythm, not because you must, but because it feels like being spoken to gently. Birdsong braids itself into the sound of leaves. The lake keeps its agreement with the wind to glitter only as much as needed to remain still enough to mirror an honest face. Lines you never finished. Morning comes slow so you can finish one now. Not with ink, but with the way you stand and look and forgive. You place the letter on the water and watch it float in the shape of your breath. It does not sink, it does not hurry, it just becomes part of a wider blue, and the blue becomes part of you. You learn again that shadow is only light translated into another language. When the cloud moves on, you understand you were fluent all along. The day opens its palm, you step into it, and everything fits. Not with alarms or headlines, but with a silence that understands. You stand at the window and let brightness find the places it has missed on the sill. A smooth stone keeps the memory of a river. In your chest, a slower river keeps the memory of kindness. You move your shoulders like someone loosening a knot, patient, careful, sure that every thread can be persuaded. Outside, small paths knit the village to the hills. Inside, smaller paths knit your thoughts to your breath. You follow both, and they meet where the mind is quiet. The day begins with you choosing the softer word, the gentler angle, the pause that turns a sharp thing round. You wash your face in the wakefulness of cool air. The mirror offers details of an hour you nearly missed. They do not sparkle to impress, they just exist, and that is enough. You catch your reflection in a small puddle, not a performance, only proof. You wave to it the way neighbors wave when there is nothing urgent to say. A bell rings again, thinner now, as if lighter by having done its work. You think of someone you love without reaching for a device, and somehow the thought arrives with more color and less ache. The day begins with you promising nothing you cannot keep, with hands that lift only what they need, with a mouth that speaks slowly, choosing kindness like a craft. If a cloud arrives, you make it tea and ask about its journey. If the sun insists, you give it space to land. By the time the hour ripens toward noon, you have already met yourself in a dozen quiet ways, and each meeting has been a welcome, and the welcome has been the start you wanted all. There's a place not far from here where footsteps land like feathers. You do not need a map, you only need to follow the part of you that lowers its voice between the birch trunks. Morning keeps a silver promise. It does not break it, you walk until thoughts stop clattering and begin to glide, until the mouth of the world closes around a sip of light. In that place, even names feel large enough to rest inside without pressing. You sit on a worn board and let the grain count the rings of your patience across the water. A small boat doesn't move, but still arrives. A rival you realize is sometimes the art of not insisting. A ribbon of cloud unwraps the sun a little at a time, like a careful gift that does not want to end the giving. Shoulders drop the way a bird drops altitude. Easy, inevitable, beautiful to anyone who happens to look up. Somewhere still quiet, you remember a sentence from long ago. Be gentle with the days, they are learning you as much as you are learning them. You test the sentence and it holds. You think of faces you miss and allow the missing to be tender, not sharp. The lake agrees to belong more fully. Belonging is the hush inside your chest that does not ask for proof. When you finally turn back, nothing pulls at your heels. The path returns beneath your feet like a friend offering an arm. You carry the quiet with both hands, careful not to spill it, confident that even if you do, the earth will drink it and return it to you as light. By the time the village roofs appear again, you have learned a new way to say your own name. It sounds like patience, it sounds like morning, it sounds like home. The shore is a quiet handwriting the wind practices every day. Little reeds nod yes, yes, yes to questions no one asks aloud. You walk until the stones feel familiar under each step, until your thoughts stop looking for chairs and learn to stand calmly. Across the water, roofs hold the pale glow of an early hour, and the sky keeps its secrets in a wide porcelain bowl. You kneel and trace a name on the surface with one careful fingertip. It widens, wavers, and returns to something shapeless and kind. You smile at the lesson. This is how the heart stays soft. A loon calls once, like a seal on an envelope. The sound travels farther than your feet will today, and that is fine. Not every journey is a distance. Some are deepening. You remember words you saved for better times, and realize that better times can be built from slow minutes stacked with attention. So you stack them, a glance at the mountains, a breath that counts to 4, a memory allowed to sit without being fixed. When the wind shifts, the lake folds and unfolds like a letter from a friend. You read it even though you know every line. Somehow it still surprises you. You find a flat skipping stone and don't throw it. Instead you place it in your pocket as a small gravity, a reminder to stay. Staying is not the absence of motion, it is the presence of meaning. A cloud gives its gray to the water, and the water wears it like silk. Even Even the gray is gentle here, never heavy, never final. You close your eyes and listen for the thin silver thread that's stitched onto now. There it is, between wing and leaf, between wave and breath. You tug it lightly and the whole morning tightens into focus. If you were to write to someone, you would write this. I am learning to live at the speed of trees, to answer softly, to step with care, to measure joy by clarity instead of noise. I am learning the way a shoreline does, always meeting, always yielding, never losing itself. When you open your eyes, sunlight has signed the bottom of the page. You fold the day once, twice, and tuck it under your heart. It will be safe there until evening returns the envelope to the stars. Some houses are made of wood and stone. This morning, yours is made of brightness. It settles on the floor in generous rectangles, invites your bare feet to become brave. On the table, a simple vase keeps a secret of water. It is enough, it is always enough. You breathe and the curtains nod approval. Even the hinges hold their peace. Touching door frames like returning from a long trip. Each room gives you back a small coin of calm. You pocket them and feel richer than yesterday. A window opens and the lake sends a postcard, a short message in silver. Wish you were here, though you already are. By standing still and letting the message land completely. No reply is needed when presence is the reply. You notice how dust becomes a constellation in the quiet, how the old chair keeps the shape of devotion. Someone once laughed here until the walls were soft. Someone will again. You make the bed like setting a stage for kindness. Smooth it as if smoothing a worry. When you open the door to the small balcony, the morning steps in without taking off its shoes. And somehow that is appropriate. Is not a path until your souls introduce themselves. Do accepts the greeting and writes it as bright handwriting on each blade between the trees. The air moves like a slow violin, a scale you learned in childhood and never had to unlearn. You lift your feet as if the earth were a sleeping friend. Light enough not to wake, warm enough to trust. A butterfly folds and unfolds a map of yellow counties, inviting you nowhere in particular, which turns out to be exactly where you need to go. You remember a colder season when everything felt made of edges. Today even the shadows around it, and your name sounds kind when you say it under your breath. A creek tells a story it is told for 1,000 mornings. It is better because it is the same. You loosen your jaw, and the words you don't need fall away like pebbles from a pocket. With the pockets empty, your stride answers the world with agreement, not argument. Green gathers on your ankles like soft applause. At a clearing, you stop and let stillness take a photograph. There is no lens, no shutter, only the steady click of your pulse. If this becomes a memory, you hope it keeps the temperature, the gentle warmth that refuses to rush. A breeze rearranges the light into stripes on your arms, quiet music you wear without noticing. In the distance, roofs blink, the lake inhales and exhales. You stand where the inhale becomes exhale and feel the hinge. When you turn back, you step in your own footsteps without meaning to, and it feels like a promise kept by accident. The grass rises after you pass, not a race, simply restored to itself. You you understand the lesson and place it in your mouth like a seed. You will not bite it, you will let it grow. By the time you reach the first gate, your heartbeat and the wind have made a treaty. It says I will move gently if you do. You sign with your soft steps and walk into the rest of the day. Quietly across the wall, a soft traveler with no map and no hurry. It touches the framed photo, the faded scarf on the chair, the little dust that dances when the room exhales. A sparrow opens the day with a single clear note. Another answers from a roof you cannot see. Between those 2 points a thin thread is pulled, and the heart remembers how to breathe without asking permission. You tie your laces the way the sky ties the horizon loose, but sure enough to hold. Somewhere bell rings for the first chores of the morning. Here it simply rings for the sake of rain. You open a window, the air arrives with its gentle stories of pine and stone and water. It says the night was kind and nothing important was lost. It says the names that used to ache have learned to sit quietly in the same room with light. You take the first step like a promised light on the floorboards, lighter on your mind. The day is simple as a hand offered across a small distance. You do not rush to fill it with answers. You let the questions stretch like cats in a warm square of brightness. Outside, the path remembers your feet. Soft grit meets soft skin, and a rhythm appears. You match the rhythm, not because you must, but because it feels like being spoken to gently. Birdsong braids itself into the sound of leaves. The lake keeps its agreement with the wind to glitter only as much as needed to remain still. lines you never finished. Morning comes slow so you can finish one now. Not with ink, but with the way you stand and look and forgive. You place the letter on the water and watch it float in the shape of your breath. It does not sink, it does not hurry, it just becomes part of a wider blue, and the blue becomes part of you. You learn again that shadow is only light translated into another language. When the cloud moves on, you understand you were fluent all along. The day opens its palm, you step into it, and everything fits. Not with alarms or headlines, but with a silence that understands. You stand at the window and let brightness find the places it has missed on the sill. A smooth stone keeps the memory of a river. In your chest, a slower river keeps the memory of kindness. You move your shoulders like someone loosening a knot, patient, careful, sure that every thread can be persuaded. Outside, small paths knit the village to the hills. Inside, smaller paths knit your thoughts to your breath. You follow both, and they meet where the mind is quiet. The day begins with you choosing the softer word, the gentler angle, the pause that turns a sharp thing round. You wash your face in the wakefulness of cool air. The mirror offers a version of you that is not perfect and not required to be. Birds call in the grammar of light, commas of wing beats, a period of landing, a dash of flight again. You learn their punctuation and feel sentences rewrite themselves. There are no crowds here, only room. Room for the past to sit down. Room for the present to stretch. Room for tomorrow to wait its turn. Along the lane, grass holds pearls of an hour you nearly missed. They do not sparkle to impress, they just exist, and that is enough. You catch your reflection in a small puddle, not a performance, only proof. You wave to it the way neighbors wave when there is nothing urgent to say. A bell rings again, thinner now, as if lighter by having done its work. You think of someone you love without reaching for a device, and somehow the thought arrives with more color and less ache. The day begins with you promising make it tea and ask about its journey. If the sun insists, you give it space to land. By the time the hour ripens toward noon, you have already met yourself in a dozen quiet ways. And each meeting has been a welcome, and the welcome has been the start you wanted all. There's a place not far from here where footsteps land like feathers. You do not need a map, you only need to follow the part of you that lowers its voice between the birch trunks. Morning keeps a silver promise. It does not break it, you walk until thoughts stop clattering and begin to glide until the mouth of the world closes around a sip of light. In that place, even names feel large enough to rest inside without pressing. You sit on a worn board and let the grain count the rings of your patient across the water. A small boat doesn't move, but still arrives. A rival you realize is sometimes the art of not insisting. A ribbon of cloud unwraps the sun a little at a time, like a careful gift that does not want to end the giving. Your shoulders drop the way a bird drops altitude. Easy, inevitable, beautiful to anyone who happens to look up. Somewhere still quiet, you remember a sentence from long ago. Be gentle with the days, they are learning you as much as you are learning them. You test the sentence and it holds. You think of faces you miss and allow the missing to be tender, not sharp. The lake agrees and keeps the reflection soft around the edges. When a breeze stands up and walks through the reeds, you stand to, not to leave but to belong more fully. Belonging is the hush inside your chest that does not ask for proof. When you finally turn back, nothing pulls at your heels. The path returns beneath your feet like a friend offering an arm. You carry the quiet with both hands, careful not to spill it, confident that even if you do, the earth will drink it and return it to you as light. By the time the village roofs appear again, you have learned a new way to say your own name. sounds like patience. It sounds like morning. It sounds like home. The shore is a quiet handwriting the wind practices every day. Little reeds nod yes, yes, yes to questions no one asks aloud. You walk until the stones feel familiar under each step, until your thoughts stop looking for chairs and learn to stand calmly. Across the water, roofs hold the pale glow of an early hour, and the sky keeps its secrets in a white porcelain bowl. You kneel and trace a name on the surface with one careful fingertip. It widens, wavers, and returns to something shapeless and kind. You smile at the lesson. This is how the heart stays soft. A loon calls once, like a seal on an envelope. The sound travels farther than your feet will today, and that is fine. Not every journey is a distance. Some are deepening. You remember words you saved for better times, and realize that better times can be built from slow minutes stacked with attention. So you stack them, a glance at the mountains, a breath that counts to 4, a memory allowed to sit without being fixed. When the wind shifts, the lake folds and unfolds like a letter from a friend. You read it even though you know every line. Somehow it still surprises you. You find a flat skipping stone and don't throw it. Instead you place it in your pocket as a small gravity, a reminder to stay. Staying is not the absence of motion, it is the presence of meaning. A cloud gives its gray to the water, and the water wears it like silk. Even the gray is gentle here, never heavy, never final. You close your eyes and listen for the thin silver thread that's stitched onto now. There it is, between wing and leaf, between wave and breath. You tug it lightly and the whole morning tightens into focus. If you were to write to someone, you would write this. I am learning to live at the speed of trees, to answer softly, to step with care, to measure joy by clarity instead of noise. I am learning the way a shoreline does. page. You fold the day once, twice, and tuck it under your heart. It will be safe there until evening returns the envelope to the stars. Some houses are made of wood and stone. This morning, yours is made of brightness. It settles on the floor in generous rectangles. Invites your bare feet to become brave. On the table, a simple vase keeps a secret of water. It is enough, it is always enough. You breathe and the curtains nod approval. Even the hinges hold their peace. Touching door frames like returning from a long trip. Each room gives you back a small coin of calm. You pocket them and feel richer than yesterday. A window opens and the lake sends a postcard. A short message in silver, wish you were here though you already are. By standing still and letting the message land completely. No reply is needed when presence is the reply. You notice how dust becomes a constellation in the quiet. How the old chair keeps the shape of devotion. Someone once laughed here until the walls were soft. Someone will again. You make the bed like setting a stage for kindness. Smooth the blanket as if smoothing a worry. When you open the door to the small balcony, the morning steps in without taking off its shoes. And somehow that is appropriate. Decide again now to speak joy that is quiet enough to last.